right, my friends, this is our new moon practice for Pisces this weekend, and it's going to be a yin practice. So I'm going to sit up on a bolster or a blanket here for comfort, but we're going to start with a pranayama exercise. So you might want to lay back or sit up against a wall or even in a chair where you can maintain the natural curves of your spine in an easeful manner. So go ahead and find your way into that comfortable place of stillness. And so the exercise I'm going to lead you through is called Antara Kumbhaka. Here's the kitty. Or Antara means within, inside, and Kumbhaka means container or pot. So we're going to retain the breath on the full inhalation. If this already is like, I don't like it, you don't have to do it, right? Just breathe in a conscious, full manner instead. But the idea is to feel the fullness of your breath, to feel the fullness of life force flooding in and traveling through all of your body and beyond, and also increasing breath capacity over time. So sometimes the retention doesn't feel very good, and then it's counterproductive. So let's try to retain the breath in for 3 seconds, and then this will help us force out, but I don't even want to say force out. I want to focus on the exhale and very smooth, slow, and long. So then the inhale just comes in naturally after that, and we'll try to hold for just 3 seconds and then slow exhale out. I'm not going to count because I want you to do this at a rate and a pace that feels really good to you. So you can decrease the retention to 1 second. You can increase it to up to 10 seconds. And then just focus on the smooth exhalation out. Okay, so reaffirm comfort in your seat. We're going to do this for 3 solid minutes. So make sure you're super comfortable. And let's begin. Take a nice big breath in and out first, just to feel your full round. Take an easeful, full inhalation. Try the pause. And that smooth exhale out. Even use the belly muscles if you want to push the air out. And then just relax and let the diaphragm lower as you fill with breath. Sorry, my cat's distracting me. See if that retention feels okay. Smooth exhale out. We're going to go from now 3 minutes. About a minute more. Style it in a way that remains easy and open and free. When you're done with your next exhale, just pause in the rhythm of your natural breath. Explore as the witness to any sensation or shift. All right, so hopefully you feel a little bit calmer in a place of quiet engagement with yourself and the fullness of life force. Let's come into our first posture, which is going to just be a low lunge. And to make this yin, we want to use props so that you don't have to use a lot of energy to hold yourself up. So use your 2 blocks, step your right foot forward, crawl the left knee back, and the hands under the shoulders on blocks, and feel a mild to moderate sensation in the front of your hip, left hip. Right knee can be forward of the ankle or straight on top, just depends. You can lock out the arms here just to kind of hold and hover yourself from that foundation. And breathe into your left hip. We're not going to be here very long. Just starting to open the front of the hip. We're going to focus on the 360 degrees of the hips because that is the element of water in our energy system. And water represents our emotions, and Pisces is a water sign, and our emotions are very fluid as we feel all of our feelings, or notice if we don't allow ourselves to feel all the feelings, right? What that creates in we looked at life as water, right? Feeling all of your feelings, you're kind of just buoyant, floating up, floating down, getting pulled through, what's that called? I'm like so zoned out now. The riptide, right? Think of your emotions as all of these different aspects of water and how you swim in it. We'll take 3 more breaths. More. Very, 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 very slowly bring the left hip back on top of the knee. And just pause, let that flush through the front of the joint. And we'll switch sides. Bring the right knee down, left foot forward. Walk the right knee back any amount. Hands under shoulders, arms locked out. Left foot anywhere in relation to the knee that feels okay. The side might need a little bit of a different setup. But start to breathe into the front of your right hip. So our Pisces new moon is a time of reflection, like all new moons, an invitation inward. Pisces is a vast energy of consciousness where, it's dubbed the dreamer, right? Because Pisces on a high vibration understands the interconnectedness of all of life in one big collection of one consciousness. And in that, the opportunities that exist. There's no end. There's no end to the universe. There's no end to the energy. And Pisces will understand that. It's the last sign of the zodiac, meaning it's the most evolved, so it has the potential to be the most intuitive. 30 more seconds here on the side. So it's a great invitation to look at what we're attached to in the physical realm, in the physical body, and in our life, and how much control we need to feel comfortable, and looking at those things to open and expand beyond them, to make leaps of faith as if they're not dangerous or having the potential to fail and flop right on your face, but they also have the potential to lead you into the great unknown that is something greater, better, more enjoyable than something that we can conjure up through our critical thinking. So let the front of this hip open up and breathe, helping your body be more flexible in stepping forward. All right, one more breath. All right, gently, very, 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 very slowly, right hip back on top of the knee. Bring your left knee next to your right. Just stand on your shins and feel the connection to the ground and the space you created. All right, we're coming into our next shape, which will be inner thigh. So coming inward with feet together, knees wide. You might sit up on a blanket. We have lots of options here with blocks. So pelvis a little forward, spine is more long in that position. You can take a block in between the feet. Feet aren't too close to the hips, a nice distance. You don't feel any uncomfortable sensation underneath the thigh or on the inner thigh where the stretch should be. I really don't like saying that anymore. You feel what you feel, but the goal of this shape is to feel something in the inner thigh. You can let the head rest and the arms just open up. We're going to focus on having palms open to the ceiling throughout practice to be in a more receptive place of hearing our intuition or starting to see more of where we're in our limiting processes. You can also take a bolster in the feet, in front of the feet, inside the feet to support the head. So you don't want to fold too far forward. We're looking for, again, mild to moderate sensation and a release into the props. We're going to be here 5 minutes. So find your shape, your props, drop in and let go. Really focus on your breath, on the shape, on the inner thigh opening up. Maybe something in the back of the hips. Definitely a little bit of stretch through the back. And let your breath meet the back body, meet the border there, exploring the contemplation of looking back through your emotional life. Right. What triggers you? What's the trigger emotion? How do you feel about things in general? But then can you be the observer of those things and not the person reacting to them? Maybe there's a recent experience or event or even conversation or fight that you can reflect upon. Feeling the knees heavying out to the sides. Feeling relaxed in the posture. I'll be right back. We're about halfway. One more minute here. Few more breaths. Letting the knees get even heavier. And then we'll slowly give some core engagement, the prop out of the way, sit upright, bring your hands back, your feet to the mat and wide, and let the legs just slowly drop side to side. You might want the blanket still to sit on for our next pose. We're coming into Janu Shirshasana. We're going to take the right leg out to the side, left knee in, prop up the hips or just lean forward, get the hips a little bit tilted forward. And then if this left knee wants to come with you as you frame up your right leg, you can let it. So it feels passive and easy. Right, you can keep some action in your foot flexed or let it relax. I like to just bring a block and let my foot rest mostly upright. Sometimes letting it collapse doesn't feel great for the outer ankle. And then we can use our bolster again to come forward. So we're going to, twist to the straight leg and then hinge over it. Hands again, palm up if you can. You should feel a little tug lower left side of the back and into the right hamstring. You can even do this instead of holding the ankle, 2 blocks to make a little table. And then you could bring your forearms and head down. I actually like this better. Right, we're gonna be here a couple minutes. So make sure you're comfortable, reassess after you settle and see if you need to readjust. The goal is to just be still and be with your breath, to let those fascial layers unwind and unadhere to each other. Then energy flows and communicates. And then tap into your breath and feel that each shape that we create, you can explore the breath and the inner light and let that fullness of your inhale meet whatever you want it to meet in the body, in the mind, in your life, as you contemplate the ways to align with Pisces, away from our control, away from our attachments, away from that very tangible, egocentric human existence, and into the vastness of collective consciousness. All right, hugging into the belly, slowly rise up. Just sit upright and feel what you feel. Start to move your props to your left. Bend into that knee. You can use your hand to do it. Situate myself a little off to the side. Left leg out, right knee in, right foot in. Find a good pelvic positioning. Prop it up if need be. Twist to your left leg, your straight leg. Make your tabletop or use a prop to lean into. You can let the right knee come forward with you as you twist, so it's not so restrictive. And then lean in. We'll be here a couple minutes. Again, letting this open up, come up, communication, contemplation, feel like the rhythm of your breath can be slow and steady, like that gentle body of water showing a little bit of movement against the shore, but it's soft and calm. About 1 more minute. Toning the core, slowly sitting upright. Just feel that release. Move your props out of the way. You can use your left hand to bend your knee. Let's take both feet wide, hands back again, and just windshield wiper side to side. Nice and slowly. Then we're going to come onto the back and take a figure 4 stretch. Just going to get props situated here and out of the way. So on the back, bring your shoulder blades nice and flat underneath you. Cross your right ankle over your left. Then just scooch your left foot in and like you're in a high heel. And then so it brings the knees in a little bit. Flex your right foot and feel your lower back arch off the floor. If you're not feeling enough sensation outer right hip, reach through and hold. And then you can decide if you want to stay flexed or let the foot relax. But feel like you can keep your arms straight, keep your lumbar curve a little bit off the floor, and feel the stretch in the outer hip. We'll be here about 90 seconds, maybe a little longer. Just shifting now to the outer hip. Using your breath and that fluid rhythm, tapping into the visualization of water in any capacity. to reflect what you're feeling, to help shift what you're feeling. Use the power of your mind and conscious creation of visualization to shift energy in the hips. When we shift the energy in the hips, we can then shift energy in our emotional reactivity and create more beauty in the world through a more stable expression of self, but also having more creative outputs to share. All right, we're going to keep this side, this figure 4. Bring your left hand to your right ankle. Pick up your hips and take them to the right, and let your figure 4 drop down to the floor on the left. So it's just pulling it more to the front of the hip now. You can move to the right, you can move forward with your knee, you can pull your foot closer to the hip crease, you can massage in this right side. It would feel like your legs start to find that stillness in a place of a good sensation, not too much. I always like to do a little massage in this place because it's fairly uncomfortable. Make sure you're, less than 70% and only a mild to moderate discomfort. And then open palm, right hand drops on the floor, opening through the chest. 1 more minute here. Just about 30 more seconds. Just 2 more breaths. Give a little core engagement. Bring your feet wider than your hips and your hips to center. And then windshield wiper side to side. And just notice how your right and left sides feel. Back to center. We'll take that figure 4 left side. Just flex the foot first. Bring the right foot in close to the hip. Arch the back. See how that feels. If you're not getting enough sensation, reach through for the right thigh. Left foot can stay active or passive, but let your arms be straight and try to get some space between the lumbar spine and the floor. And then find that quiet place of stillness and breath. Pisces reminds us that we're all interconnected of this web of consciousness, of energy, like the ocean. We are the ocean. And tap into that vastness and explore our mind in a way that brings us to the expansion of our deepest dreams and desires, of wonderment, what's beyond this human life. got another minute here. Few more breaths. Keeping your figure four, right foot to the floor, right hand, left ankle. Pick up your hips, scooch left. Lower your figure four to the right. Explore. Your knees can go forward, back, your foot in, out. Shoulders trying to square the ground. Maybe this left hand helps a bit. Starting to tap into the breath, settling your shape, your energy, expanding the mind from there. Open palm, receptive posture. Use the breath to layer in deeper and deeper. Pisces is the highest intuitive sign of the zodiac. Can you tap into your intuitive wisdom here? Looking for patterns of limitation. Trying to control every little thing doesn't leave any room for spontaneity. And in spontaneous adventures, we find magic and wonderment. You test the waters of letting go of certain control. Do you free space to, swim in that water and explore? About 30 more seconds on this side. Give a little tone to the core. We're going to bring the left foot to the long edge of the mat, right to the right, hips to center, and slide side to side. Notice left and right. And then give the knees a squeeze. Nice hug into yourself. Show yourself some love. And then we'll roll to our side to sit up. And take Upavishta Konasana, or a wide leg straddle. You can use a prop again to sit upright more easily. I'm actually not even gonna do that, but we want the pelvis to be a little bit forward, which is anterior. Go to a distance wide that feels a mild to moderate sensation. Hands can just anchor behind the hips to sit you upright, or you can bring the hands forward. I'm a little tight today. If you come forward and the back gets really rounded, it's not a great idea. You could take a block under the elbows, or again, the bolster for the forehead. What feels the best to settle in. We'll be here a little bit of time. The gaze can settle inward with closed eyes or settle on the floor. But using this pose to feel your way into the hips, the back of the legs, getting that hamstring stretch, maybe a little stretch through the back of the body. That's an invitation to look back, right? An invitation to unwind our life, helping us see the inner knowledge of knowing experiences and what we learned. We're using this, yin practice to feel that boundary, right? To feel the resistance and to sit with it. It's not easy. We want to go away from it. We don't want to feel it. Pisces will remind us the value in feeling the full array of emotions. That's a key factor in making decisions that are right for us, that are aligned with our purpose, our path, our dreams. Pisces reminds us that flowing with our life will get us to places that we never had to force, that could be better than a place that we tried to force. And it takes trust and surrendering to that flow of emotion. Where can you let go of control and just be? Pisces reminds us that life is not meant to be controlled, it's meant to be lived. About 30 more seconds here. Three more breaths. A little tone to the core. Sit yourself upright. Get your props out of the way. And just wiggle the hips side to side and let that bring the heels just a tad closer together, softening your stretch. And then one hand under each knee, lean back and let your arms bend to let the knees bend. Feet wide, one more time, hands back, side to side. Reintegrating the hips. All right, coming on to the back again. We're gonna take a restorative bridge. It's starting to get cold in my room. So you can choose the bolster for underneath the sacrum or a block. I'm gonna go with the bolster. And I think it's a really nice idea when you get your prop underneath the hips to feel like whatever prop it is, if it's the block, it's pretty stable to be just square and neutral, but on the bolster, you can make it so that the pubic bone is rolling a little bit further off the edge, or the lower back is on the curve of the close edge. So it just is a soft but yet really open posture back bend. And then open palms again anywhere. I have my elbows pretty close to my waistline and my hands above my elbows in a W. We're gonna be here 3 minutes. So sit back, relax, enjoy your breath and your wildest dreams. Let the mind wander into an open posture. Feel the expansion of your ribs, your belly, and your mind. About 1 more minute. some tone to the core. Lifting off your prop, get it out of the way. And lowering all the way down. Just pause, neutral spine. And give your knees a squeeze, a side to side sway. We're going to take a twist. So bring your bolster to your right, stretch your right leg straight, and take your left leg over to the prop. You can hold your knee in place. Make sure your ankle is also on the prop. And then left arm out to T or cactus or diagonal. Try to anchor the left shoulder down if you can. We'll just be here 90 seconds. Looking over to the left if that's comfortable. Just feeling your body melt into the twist and your mind wander out of body. About 20 more seconds. And hug into the belly, bring your left foot to the mat, right foot to meet, hips neutral, center. Take your prop to the other side. Left leg long, I scooch my hips to the side and then twist. Propping up the leg, comfortable, feel like you can get maybe both shoulders square, open palm, the right arm, gazing right. Melt the body, heavy your weight into the ground. Let the breath vibrate your inner frequency, your pranic force through your whole being. Maybe you can envision your energetic field 6 feet away from your body and brightening on the height of your inhale and kind of retracting at the depth of your exhale. So the rhythm of your breath pulsates your energy broader and brighter. Few more breaths. Hugging into the belly, right foot to the mat, left foot to meet it, hips to center. Pause, feel neutral. Give your knees a squeeze. And we're going to end in a gentle back bend in an upright posture. So we're going to use our 2 blocks to make an incline of the bolster. This might have to go this way. Make sure it doesn't seesaw. It's just supportive. There we go. And then we're going to use a blanket or a pillow rolled up for underneath the knees. So you're going to bring your sacrum right up against the bolster. Hug your belly in. Bring your feet together, knees wide, or the legs can be straight-ish. But we can continue on the expansive theme here with knees out, laying back. And then get the shoulder blades flat underneath you. You're gonna rest open palm on the ground. And we'll be here 5 minutes. In our last posture today, feel really supported to drop in, release, let go. Think of letting go here in this final shape. What can you let go of? Control. Where can you let things flow? What attachments are keeping you limited by, anchoring you to past? About halfway through. bring life back to your body. Feel your breath, wiggle your fingers. Bring your feet to the floor with knees bent. A little sway side to side. You roll the wrists. And just bring the hands to the floor. Pull your shoulder blades together. Lift your head. Push into your hands to sit. And then we'll come to a comfortable cross-leg seat. I'm going to take my bolster and bring it right underneath my hips. Just feel connected again to the ground, the breath flowing through you, the prana transferred through all of your being. Release of your shoulders and your jaw, and take a moment to feel a neutral spine and an upright posture. Coming back from the journey of our yin practice, what do you feel? What has shifted? Hopefully your body feels a bit lighter. You feel a little bit more connected to your energy fields beyond your body. And use this new moon to reflect on patterns of behavior around control and attachments, and really gripping things in life, to let that go and expand into the universal flow of, no borders, no end, infinity, infinite possibilities. Dream big. Pisces is the dreamer. Know that you can live any dream that you create if you let go of the past, be fully aligned with the present, and swim in the waters of all the array of emotion. Bring your hands to your heart. Take a big breath. Exhale, bow in, bringing intuitive mind to feeling heart. The light in me sees, honors, respects the light in you. To you I bow. Namaste. All right, my friends. Have a beautiful new moon.